Would I be better off as a teacher though? On the flip side, like there is a shortage. I could get my degree. I don't have to go start teaching full time necessarily, but then I could decide when I'm 53 that maybe I don't want to be on the road. Having satisfied, it's like if I started right now touring and toured hard for the next 10 years and then decided at 53 that I want to get a job as a school music teacher, I would already have the degree, and then I could just go get a job instead of, do training and career change and all that, which would be weirder for sure and harder to do. Okay, this is becoming too long. We got to shut it down.
Hello, it's Friday. I just want to give you some Friday thoughts. I do a little Rick Mercer style rant here. I realized looking at the data today that my Christmas song didn't really do anything. And it's not because it's not a good song. It is. But it's because I didn't really promote it very effectively. To most people, it doesn't exist. You can see why. During the time when I should have been promoting it, really I should have been promoting it earlier, but I was working on other songs. I was working on a song before it. I was working on a song after it. One being the workshop song, one being my brother's song. But I realized today I had an admin day where I just was in front of the computer all day, didn't touch my instrument. And if I've got to let one thing slide because I don't have enough time, if something's got to give, for better or worse, I would rather it be my career that suffers than my creative practice, because I can get by with not being well known or not having a lot of money. I cannot get by without working out that part of my brain and my soul, whatever it is that makes me need to do that. That part will suffer daily. The other stuff, you can be optimistic about it and be like, I'll figure it out someday. I'm working on it, buddy. in response to the question, what is success? Here's what I came up with. I don't wanna be the winner, be the one I be. I don't wanna be the winner, be the one I'll be.
And then you worked in palliative care where people were at the end.
Yeah.
And I wondered what that experience was like for you and what you learned about what life really is, being with people going through that.
When you listen to people as they're dying in their last weeks, you learn a lot about life and what people learn. I was just in Australia recently. I did a 3-week Australian speaking tour. And there I had lunch with a woman who used to work in palliative care as a care provider. Her name is Bronnie Ware. And she wrote a book called The Top 5 Regrets of Dying People. And wonderful person. And it's been a bestseller. It sold a lot of copies and it's well known. The Top 5 Regrets. And it's so aligned with my own work because I found the same thing working in palliative care. And you know what the top regret of dying people was, according to Bronnie, and I saw it all the time myself, is that they said I wish I had the courage to be myself and not to try and displease other people. That was their top regret. And I would argue further that not only was their top regret, it's also what often led to their illness, is their self-suppression. But what I'm saying is that we can learn a lot from those people. And the question is, are we willing to learn those lessons before we get to that point? Or do we have to wait till we face the Grim Reaper before we wake up to reality?
Hi, how are you? It's Tuesday night. I'm ready to fucking snap. I'm ready to kill somebody. I have been in such a fucking foul mood all day. I spent the morning doing things for other people, I guess, day job stuff, cleaning the kitchen. And I've heard this from like productivity people, you know, take the worst thing on your to-do list and do it first. Eat that frog. That's a book. If it's worse, do it first. All these sorts of things. Where's my camera? What am I looking at here? So that's what I did today. And this is what often happens to me when I follow that advice. I was going to spend the morning editing video, but I was like, no, I'll get these other things out of the way first. And I did that. And then I ran out of time. And now I got to go teach lessons. And I have spent no time on the video editing. The thing has to come out tomorrow. And I don't have time. I have been busy. I have been productive even, but I feel unfulfilled. And so I'm recording this as a reminder to myself, anytime I'm tempted to do that. It might be good advice for some people, but it's not good advice for me. I have the type of brain that I just get in a mode and I want to stay there and I can work for hours on end. And so that's great if I'm working on something important or valuable. But what happens is if I assign myself a task and I finish the task, I don't just tell myself, okay, now I'm done. I go looking for other tasks in that mode because I'm already in the mode and my brain just wants to stay there. So what I need to do is actually the reverse. I need to work on the fulfilling, rewarding things first, and then I need to do the things that I dislike in as little time as possible at the end when I have a very short window to complete them. My entire life, I've been trained to believe that I need to put others first, don't be selfish. And so I believed it. I really took that to heart, and I wound up miserable. I wound up just like depressed because I felt like I had no agency, no autonomy, like my own reality didn't matter. And it's not healthy. I don't know. It's not healthy. The reason I'm telling you this is the reason that I don't have a real job. It's the reason that I've taken on this career path in the first place. Not because it's a smart job to try and do. Not because it has ever made sense as a career path. I have never cared about that. What I have cared about, what has taken me on this path, is wanting to live a life where I don't feel insane all the time. I went into music because it was the one thing that made me feel like I was in the right place, doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what I should do. If I get to the end of my day and this is how I feel, and they were being like so funny and lively, and I had no patience for it, none. I was in such a foul mood. I could not enjoy these two funny little people running around. It was just, everything about it was annoying to me. I don't want to hate my life. If you don't have this compulsion to have to make music because it's the only thing that makes you feel better, good for you. I'm not suggesting that anybody else should be trying to do this. So in response to the question, what is success? Success to me is not embarking on a career path because I failed some challenge that I set up for myself. That's a pretty weird commitment to make, in my opinion. It makes sense for like a YouTube series as a hook to draw people in, but I'm the one who has to live my own life. So here's what I came up with as a way to game my own challenge, because this is what I do. The moment you put restrictions on me, I'm looking for ways around them. And I think that's a normal human thing. I don't think that's just me. So if by July I'm making most of my income from music, most meaning 51%, I have satisfied the requirements, right? Doesn't mean I can't go to school. Doesn't mean I can't better myself, get whatever career I want. And if I can't do that, well, then I should go to school. That's a bit of accountability. I have from now until July to make this happen. Peace.